Fantastic Four, issue number 42. There was a previous Reckoning War tie-in, The Trial of the Watcher. I didn't do a video on. It's just the Watcher side of things. If you're interested, I'm sure people have talked about it. I just was like, yeah, I get it. I know what they're doing. Not that interesting, so I don't feel the need to continue talking about it. So I'm not. I'm just not. But we are going to go through the Fantastic Four side of the Reckoning War, where we get a whole lot of stuff happening. Is it good? Kind of. It's better than previous issues have been of this book. I'm not the biggest fan of the Reckoning War right now. I don't really enjoy the story that's being told. This issue was fine. And now I'm like, okay, so we're about I want to say like halfway through this story, because like this is the fourth issue of like the full actual story at this point. So I'm wondering if how much more is there to do with this, because it feels like this was coming out fast and then it kind of just like slowed down and took a break, and now nothing's really happening in it. So I'm going to assume there's more, just because it ends on a really high cliffhanger that's like, oh, this is bringing back something big. We'll get to it, though. So, we open up in New York City. The Badoon are attacking. They're breaking through the Forever Gate. And you see that Alicia is there with the kids, all sides of the kids. Joe, Nikki, Franklin, and Valeria are all there. They're trying to fight off these creatures, but you see Joe's just protecting his mom, not letting anybody hurt her. They're trying to figure out, okay, what's our next step? We have to get out of here, find the right thing to do. And then we cut back to Shiar Space, where everyone's trying to patch up Ben. And you see that Jennifer is like, oh, I know where we are. This is like that weird place in like Obscura Minor, and this is like a part of this thing that happened in my comic book from 20 years ago that nobody who's reading this book read then. And now we're doing that part of the story. Again, I know Slott has said he's been working on the Reckoning War forever. It doesn't feel like it, simply because I don't feel like there's anything that feels like it's the connective tissue to his previous works, aside from Jennifer just bringing this stuff up. Maybe he wrote the Reckoning War as just like a thing in that book that could have happened, and now it's actually whatever. I don't know. It's just weird. But you see, there is something happening back on Earth, and Valeria and Franklin are calling their father, like, should we enact Protocol Zero? And that's what they do. And we don't know what Protocol Zero is, but Reed tells them he needs some alone time with Ben. So Jack and Jen just leave for a little bit, and he talks to Ben. And we are led to believe that Protocol Zero is this thing that is initiated to destroy the Forever Gate and close it off so nobody else can come through. And in that, Alicia, Joe, Nikki, Valeria, and Franklin would all be killed in the aftermath, thus spiraling Ben into what he needs this story to become for him the moment when he kills Reed Richards. Like, we saw that the previous woman that he fought in the last issue was like, yeah, I probably am going to kill you. It was Rapture. She's like, yeah, you're probably going to kill him, and then you kill me, and then everything's going to be a full circle moment, baby. So, yeah, I don't know. Do it, I guess. Now, that moment's coming, because we see the bloodshot, angry eyes of the Thing looking ready to beat the crap out of Reed Richards. So they're dead. The kids are dead. Alicia's dead. Everybody's dead. We'll come back to that in a bit here. Just hold on to that notion as we get a couple pages where Jennifer and Jack are just walking down this place, and she's like, yeah, I was here before. I know things that happened here, and there was a civilization here. That civilization is destroyed because Reef showed up and he just wrecked everything, and yeah. Okay. I get you. I do. It's kind of cool. Wraith is like this big bad guy that's taken over the world. He is the Reckoning. He's destroying everything. Just wiping the floor of She-Hulk and Jack of Hearts. It's cool, I guess. It's just like a big monstrous dude. So I don't feel any like sympathy or interest in his character. Not that interesting. Not that much interesting stuff going on. And as that is happening, it's being intercut with the Thing just like wailing on Reed Richards, which is a cool scene. I will say that. It does feel a little disheartening later on as we get to it. But before we get to that, this book goes all over the place. So we cut to planet T-37X, where Nick Fury is spying on the Watchers. One of them doesn't want to reveal their plans to anything. And he's like, that guy's probably important for whatever's coming. Okay. Oh boy. So much stuff going on in this book, and none of it's like super interesting. And that's like the most egregious part of this book. Like, the artwork is really solid and sharp. It looks very fluid, very fast, but I'm just like, okay, Dan, I feel ya. I know what you're doing here. I feel ya. You're doing fine. You're really just doing stuff, aren't you? You're really going through the motions on this like event. And I think that's the problem, especially with Marvel events. They all feel similar just because we just cut to the same beats of the characters that are popular at the time. And by that, we head over to the capital city of the Kree-Skrull Empire, and we see Teddy and Billy are kind of like fighting through the hordes, working together, husband and husband, just kicking some ass and taking names. Johnny Storm shows up with the Unparalleled, so they all get into the fight now, and they're all attacking and doing good. And you see that Teddy's like, dude, we'll help you through all of this. Like, if you think there's a good way to stop these attackers, let's do it. And you see that he's like, oh, you weren't my first step, though, buddy. And we see that the Guardians of the Galaxy and the Starjammers show up, those popular teams that are, like, popular now. And it's really weird to me, because I'm not caught up on the current happenings of Guardians of the Galaxy. Do they still have an ongoing? Is Ewing still writing an ongoing for them? I know they kind of, like, got their team back together, but the only ones we're, like, really seeing in this moment right now are the ones from the movie and Beta Ray Bill. And then the Starjammers here because, yeah, the Starjammers have to be here. If you're doing any event in space, get the Starjammers in there. That's how you know it matters. I just don't feel anything for this. It's like, okay, I can get behind, like, Teddy and Billy showing up because they're cool and they're fun. And the Unparalleled, that's Dan Slott's little baby. I just don't care that, you know, Star-Lord and Gamora are here. That doesn't mean anything to me. I like the Corsairs here. It's just like these characters all represent the same space, and it's just nothing, really. But whatever. So there you go. The Corsair is here. The Star-Lord is here. Their teams are here. Who cares? It's great. Every major character in the cosmology is appearing, so do something with that. Where the French frizz is Nova. Again, I'm not reading the Guardians book. Richard was on that team, wasn't he? Where is he now? That's a good question, because he'd probably be a part of this. We cut back to Ben and Reed, and you see that he's just wailing the shit out of Reed, and Reed's just like, hey, let me hit this button. And then he gets like a visual confirmation, and he sees that Alicia and the kids are alive. Everyone's alive. He breaks down into tears, and that is just the... Okay, that is some Reed Richards level douchery, and I respect that, like, they actually let a superhero do something so terrible to a guy like this, but as somebody who's a fan of Ben, this is terrible. So Reed's like, I had to put you at ease, like, now you got a family to fight for, so you're not going to make the wrong choices or do the wrong thing. Now that you thought you had nothing to lose, you're able to, like, you know, not hold back and become the strongest man I need you to be. Because I told you your family died, and now you were able to, like, fully commit to this bit, okay? Let's go and fight the right people this time. That is some mindfuckery that is just intense and scary, and I don't particularly like it. I'm impressed that Marvel had the balls to let this go through, where Reed literally just, like, you know, gaslit his best friend to think his family died so he'd become a better warrior for him. That's impressive, especially in 2021, when we're going to make Reed a popular character who's more adorkable than he is an asshole. It's just impressive. I do like that. So he's like, I am never going to forgive you for that. Like, probably not. I wouldn't either. But they head to, like, this new location. It's like the Barrens where the Wrath was. And, yeah, they're going to have a big fight. Big fight. Okay. I guess, yeah. It's kind of cool, I guess. It's interesting. And I just, like, this being the big story, it's just exactly like Empire, and we just did Empire, and it just doesn't have any legs to it, so whatever. But now the Fantastic Four are the main characters, and then we cut to the Florida Everglades, where Victor Von Doom is chanting a spell. He's like, yeah, look at this, I tried to hide from you, but now I'm here. If you want this power, you have to come face me and meet your doom. We don't see who he's talking to, but the fact that he's in the Florida Everglades and it's a big magical thing he's never seen power quite like before, it led me to think it's Man-Thing, but that doesn't seem right. I don't think it would be Man-Thing. I hope it is Man-Thing, because that's like a favorite character of mine, but it just doesn't seem like it would be. So if there's some dude in the Florida Everglades or some person in the Florida Everglades that's not Man-Thing that Victor's talking to, please let me know, because I'd like to know what's happening there. And that's where the book ends, and it looks like we're going to be coming back to do something. Again, just more people fighting in various locations. Cool. It just didn't capture my interest, and it didn't spark that joy that a Fantastic Four book should spark. It was just simple, easy. The characters doing the things you know, Reed being a dick, which worked, and then Ben beating on him was pretty cool to see. That's cathartic, especially if you are Ben. You're just like, I'm going to beat on my friend for a bit to the point where he can't stretch his way out of it. That's kind of cool. I did enjoy that. Just seeing Billy and Teddy show up's kind of fun. But there's so much going on, and it's all headed nowhere, and that's kind of the problem I have with this. Aside from that, I kind of just want a nice, clean Fantastic Four book where things are just smooth sailing without all this, whatever the hell Dan Slott's doing. And I'm not saying get Dan Slott off the book. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just like, let's take a step back and really reevaluate the situation. I think what I'm more excited for when it comes to the Fantastic Four is what's going to be happening when we're done this book, because it feels like we're finally going to pay off some stuff. Hopefully we do. So Fantastic Four issue number 42, I am going to give a 6 out of 10. Now, thank you guys for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.